What's up, everyone? Today I'm gonna try a bit of a different video, or I was gonna start a video series, and this essentially will be I will recap the movies I watched over the last week, so Monday to today, and I'm essentially just gonna briefly talk about these movies, briefly review them, give me my thoughts. And this is a concept that eventually I would like to expand, where I'm talking about the video games I played over the week, as well as maybe even the books I'm reading. And really the goal of this is to give you a more casual viewing experience so you can kind of understand me better and understand what I watch, why I watch certain movies at certain times, and all that. Also, feel free to share what you watched over the last week. I'm very curious to see what everybody watches, especially if there's a movie that you watched that you really liked or disliked. And anyways, if you enjoyed this video, consider subscribing or liking the video. It's much appreciated. Anyways, let's get right into it. So this week I only watched 4 movies. Usually I'm watching more movies than that per week, but football's been on this week, so that took up my Sunday. And I've been watching wrestling on Tuesday and Friday. I did watch a fair bit of television, which I'll get into after the movies. Alright, so the first movie I watched this week, which was on Tuesday, was Star Wars, Episode 2, Attack of the Clones. At the start of 2021, I started rewatching the whole saga of Star Wars, so I watched Phantom Menace like 2 weeks ago, and then this week I finally got around to watching Episode 2, Attack of the Clones. Obviously, it's not the greatest movie of all time. I'm a huge fan of the prequels. I think they're not underrated, but I really appreciate what George Lucas was trying to do with them, and I grew up watching them, so I enjoy them quite a bit. Even this one I have a hard time with. It's fairly boring at times. The dialogue is very rough at times. The chemistry between Hayden Christensen and Natalie Portman obviously is rough. The plot is all over the place. It doesn't really feel like it has a focus of where it wants to be or where it wants to go. And overall, there's just, compared to like pretty much every other Star Wars movie, there's not like great scenes in this movie. Like, my favorite scene's probably when Anakin goes to Tatooine to rescue his mother, and the kind of the emotion you get in Hayden Christensen in that scene. But even then, it's there's just not many scenes you take away from this. Of the original 6, it by far has the weakest of the lightsaber fights, or maybe I guess New Hope would compete with that, but that doesn't really count because it's the first movie and they were kind of testing things out, so I don't really hold too much against that one. But so that's what I watched Tuesday. Can't wait to watch Revenge of the Sith. That's my personal favorite Star Wars movie. I'm planning on ranking these movies pretty soon after I get done watching them, as it's a franchise I love talking about. Easily one of my favorite franchises. So that's what I watched Tuesday. Then on Wednesday, I finally rewatched Shazam from 2019. This is the 4K Steelbook edition. I guess I showed the digital code. I already used it, so. But the Steelbook's pretty nice. It's not the best one ever. I think it's the Best Buy exclusive. I got it on sale for like maybe $15. It may have been cheaper than that. But this is the first time I've actually watched it since it came out in the theaters in 2019. Back in, what was that, like April maybe? Or maybe it's May or March, one of those months. Overall, I really did enjoy this movie the second time. And honestly, I forgot how much I actually enjoyed it in the theaters the first time around. After I saw it that first time, I just never felt like rewatching it. So a few months ago, I got the Steelbook as it was on sale. And so I finally got around to watching it on Wednesday, and it's just amazing. It's a great superhero film. It's very funny. It's entertaining. The lead actor is great as Shazam. I'm blanking on his name, like Zachary Levi, maybe. I don't want to be wrong about that, but he's great as Shazam. The kid acting is great. The villain's not too intriguing, but that's not really the concept of the movie or the core of the movie. The core of the movie is supposed to be fun, and that's really what it does. And honestly, I tend to have this problem with all the DC films is you watch them and then you don't really feel like rewatching them, but then when you watch them again, you remember how good the movie was. I have that same issue with Aquaman and Wonder Woman. As for the 4K of this, I thought it looked alright, as good as you'd expect from a 4K film that came out in 2019. It wasn't anything crazy. The movie's not like super cinematic like a Christopher Nolan movie or something where he's gonna have these long panning IMAX shots. But it was a nice 4K, and I'm glad I do own it on 4K. So anyways, that was Shazam. On Thursday, I watched a very interesting movie. I watched a new Nightmare on Elm Street film that I'd never seen before. It's Nightmare on Elm Street 2, Freddy's Revenge. I believe it's from 85, I want to say, the year after the first one came out. And this film was really unique, I guess. This film follows, I don't remember the main character's name, but it follows a boy, and essentially Freddy goes into his dreams and he's trying to control him and use him to kill other teenagers. And overall, this film had a really weird approach on this concept. It was certainly weird at times, but it wasn't a terrible horror sequel. I've definitely seen worse. At least it tried to do something. You see so many horror sequels or movies and horror franchises, and they don't try to, and they just really try to recreate what the first one did. This one at least tried to do something new. I don't think it necessarily worked, but at least it did try to do something new. Also, I thought this movie was kind of funny at times. I don't know if that was intentional, but there was a lot of stuff in the film that I thought was like kind of funny. Like a lot of like the pranks that the high schoolers did to the main kid in the movie, I just found quite humorous. Even some of the deaths in the movie were funny. But I'm not sure if that was intentional or not, but I did laugh quite a bit watching this one. And anyways, I did enjoy it for a horror sequel. I haven't seen like any of the Nightmare on Elm Street sequels, so I'm certainly excited to dig through them. I've seen the first one. I had seen the Wes Craven's New Nightmare, and then I just watched the second one. And this set is quite nice. It's just very simple. Just you open it up, it's got all the discs. Also has a special features disc, which is always nice. But yeah, that's what I watched Thursday, and I'm certainly excited to see what the other Nightmare on Elm Street movies look like, and hopefully I can actually rank them on this channel in a few months or so. Then on Saturday, I didn't watch a movie Friday. As I mentioned, I watch wrestling on Fridays. But on Saturday, I watched a new James Bond movie that I had never seen before, called Octopussy from 83, I want to say. I think it's the 4th or 5th Roger Moore film with him playing Bond. And overall, I thought the movie was fairly decent. As for the Roger Moore films, it's probably my favorite one. This movie really tries to do a lot throughout the entire film. There's a lot of action. The plot's not certain. The plot's not clear at times, as is the case with a lot of James Bond films. But really, you sign up for the action scenes and what happens with James Bond and all that. And I thought this film delivered good enough on that. Not really an intriguing villain from this film, but that can be alright as long as the action's good. And overall, I mentioned this is probably my favorite Roger Moore film. I haven't, compared to the Sean Connery ones, I certainly prefer the Sean Connery ones and him as James Bond altogether. But this was really the first one where I really felt like Roger Moore did a good performance as Bond, and he was really believable as the character, because in the prior few movies, I just really was not enjoying Roger Moore as James Bond, but that could have had something to do with the movies weren't the greatest quality. But I don't really, the next one is A View to Kill. Obviously, I'm watching these in order. I haven't seen most of them. I saw the Sean Connery ones, now I'm on to the Roger Moore ones. So hopefully these get better. I'm really excited for the Pierce Brosnan ones when I get to them. I've also seen all the Daniel Craig ones. As for this Blu-ray set, it's, once again, fairly generic Blu-ray set. It just has all the movies in it. There's the 23 film pack I bought. Came with 3 sets of discs. So this is the second set, 1979-2002. There's no digital codes, or there's not a lot of special features on each disc. But if you just want to watch the James Bond films, this gets it done for you. And that's all I needed when I bought this. Was I had never seen the Bond films when I bought it, and I really needed to. So it was like $80 maybe. So it was an easy decision to get it. Alright, so that's the movies I watched for this week. Not a great week for movies for me. As I mentioned, I didn't watch as many movies as I wanted to. Typically, I'd like to get like 5 or 6 movies in there. Obviously, I'm a big fan of football, so that took up my Sunday. And I watch wrestling on Monday and Friday. Sometimes I'll also watch a movie along with that, but not this week. But I did watch some shows that I wanted to talk about. First one's WandaVision that had a new episode come out Friday. Overall, I'm very much enjoying that series so far, and it's very interesting and unique for the MCU. I'm not going to go too in-depth into WandaVision. I do have a review of episode 3. Also, I have a review of episode 1 and 2 on my channel, so if you want more of my opinion on that, you can check those videos out, but I certainly am enjoying the show. And the other 2 shows I've been watching this week, I've been slowly going through the second half of season 6 of Vikings, which season 6, or the second half of season 6 just launched on Amazon Prime, probably like 3 weeks ago now. So I've been slowly going through it. I am enjoying it. It's kind of hit or miss with the episodes so far. Some have been really good, some have been, kind of forgettable. But I really hope it's building up to a good ending. Obviously, season 6 is the last season of the show, so I'm really hoping it's going to lead somewhere satisfying. As for what's going to happen at the end, I don't know. Hopefully I'll finish it next week, but we'll see. And then the other show I've been watching is Legends of Korra on Netflix. I'm a huge fan of Avatar: The Last Airbender. It's probably my favorite TV show of all time. I grew up watching it, and having watched it a couple times recently, I just have fallen in love with the show. So I'm finally getting around to watching Legends of Korra, the sequel series, as they just put it on Netflix a few months ago. And overall, so far, I'm about almost done the first season. I'm pretty much enjoying it. There's some things I'm not too pleased about what they've done with the series. Obviously, it's not as good as Avatar: The Last Airbender. Let's just get that out of the way. But it certainly is enjoyable, and it's not this like train wreck of a series. But for me, the characters aren't as intriguing. The story's not as good. You just don't really care about what's happening to the characters. The main villain in the series I've actually quite enjoyed, and kind of his story as it's unfolding. Korra as the main lead and the Avatar is good. I don't know. It struggles from the fact that we kind of like the series started with her already developed as an Avatar. I feel like it would have been stronger if she had been trained or had been kind of starting her journey as the Avatar at the beginning, rather than she already knows the earth, fire, and water, and she has to learn air. But on what they did with like the kind of the setting post Avatar, with like the like Republic City and the whole like steampunk-ish setting, I have enjoyed for the most part. And like with the characters and what they've done with them, like Aang's kids getting involved in there, and Toph's daughter getting involved, and all these kind of references to the old show, but it's not relying too much. It does have its own original characters. Anyway, so those are the TV shows I've been watching over the last week. I am pretty much all 3 shows I'm watching I am enjoying. Alright, and that will do it for this kind of random trial-ish video that I'm trying out here. I would love to continue this every Sunday. I think this one's going to go up Monday, but hopefully in the future I plan on uploading it Sunday, and then the weeks I'm talking about what movies I watched, that would be Monday or this Sunday that I'm on right now to next Saturday. Then I'd film the video and upload it on Sunday, if that makes sense. Next week I'm probably going to talk about the video games I've been playing. I didn't play a lot of games this week, so there wasn't much to talk about, but next week I definitely will. Anyways, I hope you all enjoyed the video. I certainly enjoy talking about movies, and this is just another way for me to kind of talk about different types of movies and stuff. And I can certainly expand on this concept. I can talk about different things about each movie, but we'll see as time passes. But anyway, I keep getting off track. I really hope you guys enjoyed the video, and if you did, consider hitting the like button, subscribing, or commenting down below. And thanks for watching, and have a good day.